Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Thursday, I think. It feels like it should be Friday. You finished math testing. Congratulations. I am going to be joined by Mrs. Amaral or Dr. Reynolds in a moment, but I'm going to talk about a couple things that you need to know just to survive the next couple weeks. Um, you're not done testing. Bad news. I'll lead with that. We still have NGSS coming up, science next Wednesday and Thursday. For all of you that have been trying really hard with IXL, I'm extending it to Tuesday, giving you the long holiday weekend if you want to get up to your 24. Hopefully, in your science class this week, you talked about some goal setting with your science teacher. And we probably talked about the idea of taking our score from fifth grade and trying to get up one level. So wanted to let you know that there is going to be a special celebration in early June that is a combination of the IXL and the NGSS scores. So like you heard Dr. Reynolds talk about the ESPA dunk tank and all of that, that's really for ELA and math. I'm doing something separate and special for science. So if you have done your 24 IXLs and or you go up a level in science and show growth, you will be invited to an NGSS celebration. That's special and different. So I just want to keep you thinking about that test next Wednesday and Thursday and taking your time and really thinking through. Again, you're going to hear your science teachers say it. You're going to hear me say it. You're going to hear Dr. Reynolds say it. It's sometimes not about the actual science material. It's about showing your thinking and thinking like a scientist and having evidence and explaining your reasoning, like that CER stuff that you do. So you're going to try really hard on that and wrap up the eighth grade testing with a bang. I know it. What I do want to talk about now is a few year end things. A lot of you have been coming up to me. Can I still hand in stuff? You sure can. 15 school days until promotion. Crazy to think about that. But it is around the corner before you know it. That's not 15 days, it's 15 school days. So there's a few weekends thrown in the mix. But we're super excited because these 15 days are going to be jam packed with events and visits from the high school and special ceremonies and finishing up your academic stuff, putting closure to that. So there's so much going on, and we're just going to talk through a few things. We're probably going to have another one of these as it gets closer to promotion to talk about like what to wear and all of that stuff that I really don't want to get into today. But we'll cover some things. If you have an obligation and there's very few of you, maybe you still owe a library book from last year or the year before, or you still have an outstanding balance from Nature's Classroom, or you have unfortunately had some Chromebook damage in the past. You could see me about trip balances or Chromebooks, and you can see Miss Mikowski. She will be here tomorrow about asking to see if you have any library fines. A lot of those things your family or you can find in PowerSchool, but you need to make sure you settle those because you won't be able to receive promotion tickets until you square up and take care of those things. If you have any questions about that, just come ask. We're happy to support you and help your family. Quasi is Wednesday, June 3rd. So like a week and a half. Tomorrow is the deadline. There's an online permission slip. You can find it on Parent Square. Students can sign into Parent Square with their Google sign-on, and you can find the link to help your family if they can't find it, because I shared it with families, students as well. It is not on Google Classroom. It is on Parent Square. You need to have somebody at home, an adult, fill out that form and bring in your payment. Tomorrow we're up to about 130. So that is a big improvement. It was only about 100 yesterday. So a lot of you typically come to me last minute because you find out that your friends are going. Maybe tonight's a good time to get on that phone for a good reason and who's going and should I be going, and make a decision now. So we're not waiting till the last minute, because I am giving Quasi our final number at the end of the day tomorrow. So I will not take your stuff on Tuesday. So make sure you see me tomorrow or at the end of the day today if you have any questions. Quasi things to know. We're going to probably go through this a little next week, but we have access to the water park and the regular park, so you can bring appropriate swimwear. Lunch is included, and we'll talk more about that a little bit next week about things you actually need to remember. Yearbooks, I'm only bringing this up because there was 90 left as of last week, and I know people went on and bought them. So you have to pay for it. It's not something that's free and given to you. It's $35, and I think it actually went up. I think it's actually 38 or almost 40 when you buy online with sales tax. I would go on and try to order it online if you can now. I can put that link in Google Classroom. I did send it out to your families. There'll be some that you can buy with cash when they come out, but I can't promise that there'll be any left. So if you don't have access to ordering online and you want to bring $40 cash in, come see me tomorrow and I can work with you and help you figure that out, just so you can make sure that you get one, because again, they're limited. Once we run out, we don't have any extra. And yes, the date is correct. If some of you noticed that, you're getting them after promotion, Tuesday the 16th. And we'll talk more about that in a few minutes. Pre-promotion party is Friday, June 12th from 5 to 8. It's free and it includes dinner. And we raffle off hundreds of dollars worth of prizes. Last year, we were raffled off a TV, a laptop, Beats headphones, sporting equipment, tons of stuff. And it's sort of set up like a carnival. Last year we had cotton candy and popcorn and desserts and things. And there's some games for you to play. When you win those tickets, that's what gets you in to earn some prizes. So it's a lot of fun. You don't have to get dressed up. It's just for West Rock students. And again, it's free. So it's good. It's a lot of fun. It's probably the highlight for at least me and most of the students as we really wrap up your time here at West Rocks. I know you have a lot of questions probably. So if teachers want to put them in the chat, Mrs. Amaral and Dr. Reynolds or myself can address some of them at the end if we have some time. And promotion day, if you didn't already know, is Monday, June 15th. We will go to City Hall that day because we don't have our promotion or our graduation at West Rocks because of air conditioning and space. So we'll go there that morning and practice, and then we go that night at 7 p.m. I said this at the PTA meeting last night. You will get 3 tickets. Your family will get 3 tickets. You do not need a ticket, but you will have 3 additional tickets for any guest, and that includes if it's a smaller sibling. If a person is going to sit in a seat at City Hall, they need to have a ticket, and we don't give out extra tickets. I will talk more about that with your families, but just everybody know there is a limit because of how many seats are available in City Hall. I'm going to turn this one over to Dr. Reynolds to explain what this is.
So super exciting time of the year. It is 2:44, so I am going to make this brief. In addition to the president of the National Junior Honor Society, we do open it up to other students who are representatives of the class being promoted, and they can speak, and we select a certain number depending on what the program is going to look like. Each year it shifts a little bit, and depending on how many people really apply and do a good job. But if you want to speak at promotion, this is your opportunity to fill out a Google form. You are going to have to give some information about what you want to talk about and why. If you, if in the Google form, it asks you, obviously name, information, things like that. But what languages do you want to share? Is it Spanish? Is it English? Is it Haitian Creole? Is it something about a teacher or an experience or teachers, or is it athletics or an academic experience? Is it about field trips or your growth and development over sixth through 8th grade? Is it something else unique about your experience here at West Rocks and why you want to speak about it? So it doesn't have to be terribly long, the application, because we're going to work on the speech, obviously, together later on. But you do have to give enough information in there to you got to have enough information for me and the team to make a decision on who and what it would be. Also, as an aside, if you want to speak but you don't want to give a long speech and you just want to be part of it, you can also put it in there too. I'd love to welcome everybody in, with a poem or some other saying or an inspirational quote. However you want to do it, but you got to fill that out. And it is Friday, May 29th is at the deadline by the end of the day. And that is a hard deadline because we'll have to make a decision And then the following week we select, and then we start working on the speeches together.
There are a few questions that came in. Is there a pre-promotion party on the 13th? That actually is going to be, and that is a Saturday. The PTA is trying to have our semi-formal that evening. There'll be some communication from them about when tickets go on sale. But yes, there is an event at the school that evening. I believe it's 6 to 9 p.m. There is a cost of $25 per student to attend, but that evening is earmarked for the dance. I don't know if Dr. Reynolds, you want to chime in with?
Yeah, the 12th is the pre-promotion. That's free of charge. That is for all students. We'd like to get as close to 100% as possible. There's the raffle that Dr. Golding just said, and that's held here. We are going to begin selling tickets. The PTA will begin selling tickets in just like regular dances in our cafeteria. There'll also be online purchases. That will be on the following night, assuming we get enough people. We do need a minimum number. It's a sneaker ball, so you dress to impress with sneakers as well. It is a nice event. You can bring a date. If you'd like to bring a date from a different school in Norwalk, it must be in Norwalk, another middle school, and it must be an 8th grader. Only 8th graders are allowed at the dance. And then if a student is from a different school, you would just need a permission slip, and I would contact that principal. So it's Mr. Singleton at Roten, Dr. Lewis at Ponis, and Mr. Crouch at Nathan Hale, and or Mr. Thomas at CMS. Those are the people I will contact if a date is coming from a different school. So more to come from our PTA on that, and that would be the following night. There is food, there is dancing, and cell phones are allowed at the dance.
The link to this form will be posted at the end of the day on Google Classroom. We are going to do a raffle for extra tickets. I'll send that information out to your family. We did it last year, and a couple families actually won some extra promotion tickets. And the money we raised helped us get some more food at our pre-promotion party. So this is just a quick picture of promotion. We're going to talk more about that later, about the what to wear and all of that stuff. So I'm going to send this out to parents, but it's not really information that we think you need to know right now. And I'm just going to leave Mrs. Amaral and Dr. Reynolds with this last slide.
All right, it is 2:49, so you're going to hear us talk a little bit more about this. But that last slide, you're going to get 3 tickets. Your family's going to get 3 tickets for each student at promotion. That was been a question that's been floating around. Behavioral expectations, guys, we've talked about this all year. We want to make sure we have a successful end of the year. The only way that happens is if you continue to do what you've done for 6th, 7th, and most of 8th grade. You've been an incredible class. I was honest when I said it at the pep rally. You've brought this place to another level, and that's really where we need to finish strong the same way you've done it for the last 3 years you've been here. Super proud of you. I also want to make sure that you understand if you violate any of those expectations, code of conduct and otherwise, you're at risk of not being eligible to participate. That's quasi, that's pre-promotion, that's dance, that's even promotion itself. If we violate some of those expectations, and we can deal with that on a case-by-case basis. So continue to do what you're doing, and we want to make sure that you are eligible, because if we don't, then unfortunately we're going to have to prevent you from participating in some of those things. And it's 2:50.
We'll leave you with that. The 3 of us will be outside at the bus loop and other places, so feel free to stop and ask us questions. Have a great day. Don't forget your Quasi stuff.